Hello everybody, how are we doing tonight? My name is Karen Driel, for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, and this is a casual stream of Morrowind. Give me just a second to get the tweet sent out, letting everybody know that I am in fact streaming. Which, by the way, if you did not know, I do have a Twitter where you can follow to get updates on when I'm streaming. My normal schedule is Monday through Friday, 10:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. EDT. But if that changes or if something else is happening, you can always find out via my Twitter, Karen_Driel. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Good? That's good. I myself am very tired. Not really sleepy tired, but physically tired. It has been a long day, and I am quite sore, actually. Just started a new workout program this week, and I am very eager to get into it. I've been having a great time. It's been a while since I've really worked out super hard, and it's a lot of fun, but I'm very tired. And today was running, and I am awful at running. So, when last we left off, we were level 2. I think we leveled up midway through the session last time. I don't remember precisely. For those of you who are curious, this is just a fairly standard run. Nothing exciting about it in terms of challenge playthroughs or anything like that. But it's just a casual, fun playthrough. We're playing a Nord Ranger. It's a custom-created class. Our skills are Medium Armor, Long Blade, Marksman, Sneak, Illusion. Well, those are our major skills. And then our minor skills are Athletics, Restoration, Alchemy, Alteration, and Acrobatics. So, what precisely are we doing today? I don't know. I don't know where we left off last time or any of that. Let's check our journal. Right, so we should get the debt money from Decile and return to Idis Fire Eye if we're wanting to do the more Fighters Guild quests. Or we can go to Hla Ode to do some Thieves Guild quests. At the moment, there's nothing really interesting going on in regards to the Mages Guild. I'm just not interested in doing any Mage Guild quests right now, but they're out there. I'd rather do Thieves and Fighters Guild quests first. Apologize for any crunching you may hear.
Where would you like to go?
As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by this guy, apologies if you hear any crunching. I am eating a little bit of chips. It is very important for me to not starve, and unfortunately I didn't have time to grab a snack before the stream. Just like yesterday. Hopefully it won't be too interrupting. In the meantime, let's see. I cannot get a boat ride from here. And to be frank, I don't remember where I can get a boat ride from. Because our current quest, if we're going to do Thieves Guild quest, is to get the Dwemer artifacts from Razid in Hla Ode. It's pretty simple, but... you know what? I've got a great idea. Let's forget about that and go find them in our own Dwemer Ruin. That'll be more fun, won't it? Yeah. Hopefully. Hey, Rick. Yes, good old, Balmora. I was about to say Ode, because that's where we're not going there, but where we would need to go for the quest if we were to follow it to the letter. How are you doing tonight? Gotta love this startlingly fast travel speed. I want to let my fatigue recover a little bit before I get moving again. Moving quickly, that is. Oh, this guy wants to fight. Ooh! Ho-ho! Oh, I'm doing well. As I was saying at the start of the stream, tired, worn out, but in a good way. One guy has absolutely nothing of value on him. I'm always disappointed by that every time I see him. I don't know why I expect there to be something of use, but I don't know. We didn't get an example of it, obviously, but it's always interesting when you have somebody with summoning magic just standing on a bridge. It's a very dramatic fight. Oh, hello. That didn't work. What was our... There we go. Is the game audio too loud for y'all? It feels a little loud for me. I'm thinking about turning it down. But if it sounds good to y'all, I won't bother. I was doing some test streams before the start of this. Just a couple minutes of test footage to try and figure out. I realized the last two videos of Baldur's Gate I did not have any audio. And it wasn't anything complicated. I just left the mute button on like an idiot. But either way, it was very unfortunate. About to say we had ourselves a nice little spot there where we could hit the enemy without them seeing us or getting to us because they got stuck on the thing, but then he proceeded to run right past it. Oh well. This guy's got a pretty snazzy black shirt we'll put on. Will Nick. Matches our pants. Yeah, I've always had a hard time understanding the full amount of hate that is given to the cliff racers. I understand, though. I mean, they're annoying, but they're not nearly as bad as I think people make them out to be. Now, it could be that I've just simply never gotten swarmed by dozens, which, if you think that that's true, no, I've definitely been swarmed by dozens before. It's just not I don't know, I don't have as much trouble with it.
Escape me that easily. You're not even trying.
Alright. Yeah, I've got to turn that volume down. It's just a touch too much. There we go, much better. Alright. Oh, that's interesting. I am not visible. Let's drop a quick save and a quick load real quick, just so we can try and get that glitch to stop. And let's see here, what items? Drummer tube, goblet, and bowl. So there is a tube. I mean, we've already gotten most of the items. We've got the goblet and the bowl. There is a tube to be
picked
found.
an easier opponent. Hey!
There is a tube to be found, but it's not easily accessible. I know we have everything we need for it. The question is, where do I find it again? Which I confess I don't remember exactly. Is it over? No. I want to say it's up here, actually. It's not up here, is it? No, this is... You have to come here later, but not right now. And not for this. By the way, I don't know if anyone was here for yesterday's stream, but it's a very exciting stream. We finally got level 9 in Baldur's Gate. It was very exciting, and it came right after a boss fight, so it's a really hard one too. As a result, it felt very earned. The stream was cut short though, and that, as far as I've been able to tell, was due to Twitch dropping. Hey Lieutenant Colley, how are you doing? As for what's up, not too much. We are just searching around for some Dwemer artifacts. For those who don't know the Morrowind series, Dwemer is Dwarven. The Mer are elves, and dwarves are actually a sub-race of elf. So you have the Altmer, the Dunmer, the Chimer, and the well, you've got
this
several,
round.
actually. You've got the Falmer, you have the...
You won't escape me that easily.
Whew, that hurt. The Falmer and the... Oh, what are the Wood Elves called? For the life of me, I can't remember. Oh, this is the first time you've seen Morrowind gameplay. Wow. Well, I'm glad I get to show you some. It is my favorite game of all time. So, I am always very eager to show it off. came from. Where then is the item?
Hardly a match for me. You're mine.
There we go. He was a bit of a tricky one. And by that, I just mean that we missed a lot, and therefore couldn't kill him. Bosmer. Thank you, Rick. I could not think of that word. Very irritating. But yeah, so there are a lot of different species of elf. I know, I completely stopped that conversation, and now I'm starting it up again. But either way, Rick reminded me. Blame Rick. Point is, there are a lot of different types of elves, and dwarves are actually a sub-race of elf, so... Now, there's a very easy way to do this, and I'm not doing it, and I'm going to just do it now, because it's... I'm going to kill myself if I keep doing what I'm doing. Oh, okay, there we go. Use a little levitation potion, and we just levitate right over. I wanted to save it to make sure that we could have it for when we go,
Where you stand.
Yeah, that's great. You can't hit me if I'm up here. Here we are. A tube and a coherer. Now, I want those. Both of those, actually. I need one of them for the quest, but I need the other one for a different quest later on. And now this poor guy... I should not have dropped down here. That was a very poor decision. Sigh. Correct, Rick. All of the non-beast races and human races are mer of some sort. Which you might say, well, what are orcs? Are they a type of elf? And yes, they are called the Orsimer. I always forget that they are Orsimer. Or that they are elves. But I always remember that they are Orsimer. So, weird little dichotomy there. I don't think I just used that word correctly. Oh, we made it! Oh, I was concerned about that jump. But alright. We got what we needed, and we are good to go. Fairly easy little, dungeon delve there. We'll be returning here later in the game. This is a main quest location. But I knew that I could get the quest items very, very, very easily. So I wanted, I can get the quest items very, very easily here instead of going to a place that requires stealth and possibly dangerous fighting, and I wasn't sure we could do it right now. Thieves Guild quests start off kind of rough. I mean, the Diamond quest is not that hard, but then you've got this one, and it's not really a joke. And of course, Morrowind's patented slow walk to recover your stamina. Gotta love it. over time you kind of get used to it, and you also kind of learn little tricks that make it easier. Like running for basically doing sprints. You sprint forward for a little bit, and then slow back down a little bit. You sprint forward a little bit, you slow back down, because your stamina recovers at a fairly decent rate. And we will actually just run right up here. Oh, well, we'll fall down. Here we go, this is where we run up. We run up right over this little hill here. And there's the Thieves Guild building. There's the Thieves Guild building, not that. That's a house. Which will later on be our house.
What's this all about?
All right, I'm listening.
Swift hunting, friend.
So yeah, we complete this quest. She gives us 2 Master's Lockpicks, 2 Journeyman Probes, and a Journeyman Armorer's Hammer. So, nice to have. I always feel bad using them until I'm so high level that it doesn't really matter what quality tool I use. Just because they're so valuable. I mean, Meh. She won't let me barter, so I can't show you right this second. But the Master's Lockpicks are exceedingly valuable. So, this next quest is incredibly easy to complete. And there's something interesting about it. A glitch that allows you to basically get infinite money. And I do mean that, infinite money. Now, it only works for a short period of time, but boy does it work. So, Roland Lalo died recently, but left a bottle of vintage brandy. Tell me about this vintage brandy. The vintage brandy is in Lalo Manor. Bring this brandy to Habasi. Now here's where the glitch starts. Click it again. Click it again. And keep clicking. Every single time you click it, the game will spawn an additional bottle of the vintage brandy in the Hlalo Manor. And you might be wondering why this is so valuable. Very simple answer to that, actually. The brandy's worth, I can't remember if it's 500 gold or 1,000 gold. But either way, this is a super low effort technique to have a infinite supply of money. Now, as soon as you bring back one of the brandies to her, the quest ends, you can't keep doing this. But every time you click right now, you can get an additional brandy. And yes, it is absolutely worth it. I won't abuse the game any more than that. That's probably...
See any elves?
There's one standing right over there. I don't know. The dialogue, the like standing around when you walk past them kind of dialogue in this game can be very odd. I don't always understand it. But yeah, I don't want to abuse the vintage brandy trick too much because, oh, this is a casual playthrough. I don't want to completely break the game. So, this is the manor. Hlalo Manor. Interesting enough little place. And by that I mean there's very little of interest in here. Well, let's grab our Apprentice Lockpick out. Oh, Lock 2 Complex. Well, that's a bad sign. Okay. Not to worry, we have Scrolls of Unducey's Unhinging. So our lockpicking, let's see here. Our security skill is only 10, which means we just flat out could not pick that lock. That's what it means when it says lock too complex. Fortunately, we have Alteration as a magical skill, so eventually, in time, we actually already have it. We have Unducey's Open Door, which is a spell that allows us to open the door, open locked doors with our spells instead of needing security. This is very good because we are very bad at security. But, anyway, we've made it in. And here is the aforementioned place where we find these. And there, you will see, I don't know if you can make out the text, the number, but that is 328 vintage brandies. Yes, Rick, capitalism at its finest. Duplication glitches. Hear, hear. Anyway, we can leave these here. We don't have to pick them all up right now or anything like that. They're worth 500 each, so, I mean, 500 times 300, that's, what? 15,000 gold? Wait, no, I'm sorry. 150,000 gold? Yeah. More than that, technically, because we have the 328. So, we don't really need to worry about money anymore for the rest of the game. And they only weigh 1 each, so they're really light. Now, we'll take 10, which will put us almost at our inventory capacity, and we can leave the other 318 here. Now, if you give Habasi one, she will take all of them in your inventory. So we don't want to give her all of them. Instead, what we want to do is sell some. And I know exactly who to sell to. The Alchemist, right there.
So what do you want?
You talk too much, Outlander.
Give me 1 second. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but my laptop fans are going like crazy. My CPU fan is. And I want to see if I can get that to stop real quick. And the answer is not without crashing the game. That's wonderful. Oh well. Let's get that back open. Oh my word, I'm having a hard time getting the game back open now. Forgive me, dear viewers. There we go. Alright. Now we are unfortunately back here, but it should be a quick hop, skip, and a jump to get back to where we were. I should have thought to save beforehand. I didn't expect the game to crash like that, but that's just an issue you have to face when you play these old games. If you tab out for something, you very well might crash it. No, I was the right way. Anyway, I'll just blitz back through. In fact, let's just quickly... Ooh, I set my speed too high. Whoa! Alright. Oh, don't fall. Don't fall. There we go. Nothing like a good little console command to make the travel back faster. Now, I wouldn't normally do this if I were not trying to speed up gameplay for y'all. I mean, maybe in a personal game I might,
What is it, friend?
I wouldn't want to do this often, shall we say. But anyway, we're back here. Job complete. Vintage brandy. Vintage brandy. Let's see how fast I can get through this. One of the benefits of playing games on the laptop is that you can click very quickly, because I can use both the touchpad and the mouse. Alright, that should be about as many.
Alright, I'm listening.
So let's run on back over to the Hlalu household.
Speak, traveler. Your wounds are minor compared to my...
I went the wrong way. Here we are. Now, why am I going up here instead of at the front gate, the front door? Well, really it's more a matter of convenience. There is the potential of someone seeing me and not appreciating the fact that I am breaking into the house. But it's also just, I don't know, a little easier. So here we only have 218 bottles this time, but I still think that we've got a greatly sufficient quantity of wines, brandies. I guess brandy's a type of wine, right? I always forget what brandy is. I stick to whiskey myself.
My patience is limited.
So we're just gonna wait here for a second, let our fatigue restore, because fatigue affects everything, including your ability to barter. And no, Lieutenant Colley, I'm not running any mods. This is Game of the Year edition, unmodded completely. I am using a console command to increase my speed attribute to 100, because you've seen how fast I move, and that's with max speed. But as far as mods go, I do not have any. There's a very good mod that gives a huge boost to the graphics, and I do not remember the name of it because I've never used it before. I don't think that it's a bad mod or that one should not use it. I will just say that I am scared by modding Morrowind. Modding Skyrim is fairly easy. You've got mod managers and things like that. Morrowind, you don't have that. You just kind of have to know what you're doing. And that is terrifying to me. I don't think we can get 3K for these 9 bottles, but I want to try. No, Rick. I have not downloaded that. I want to, as well as all of the additional, like, the Propylon Index thing, the Siege of Firemoth? Yeah, Siege of Fort Firemoth. All those sorts of, like, downloadable content, but I don't actually know how to go about it. I'm sure a quick Google search could answer my questions, but I haven't personally put the time into doing so. I've invested over 1,000 hours into this game back in the day on the Xbox, and I just didn't feel like playing any more, or really putting any more time into it ever since I got my gaming PC. But, it would probably be a quick thing to do, should I desire. As for your question, Lieutenant Cawley, it might be drag and drop. I don't know. I have not invested the time myself into finding out. Like I said, I'm just so intimidated by modding older games that I have been eschewing the process. That sounds like an awful glitch, Rick. I've never encountered that one before.
What assistance do you need?
Speaking of alchemy, though, I am buying, you may notice, I am very poor again, and that's because I went ahead and sold those brandies only to then buy a Grandmaster's Mortar and Pestle. This is the highest quality mortar and pestle in the game, and it will increase the quality of our potions even further, meaning that we can make even more quick and easy money should we so desire. You know, in case we ever run out of brandies. As far as the mods go, okay, cool. I did not know Nexus Mods is the place to go for that. And that's interesting, Lieutenant Cawley. I didn't know that Vortex did that. I have found, though, Vortex does not seem to work very well for me. I have tried using Vortex for Skyrim back in the day, and it did not work correctly. I was very disappointed by that because I really wanted it to, because it looked so much crisper and cleaner and smoother than the previous Nexus Mod Manager. But I've had a great deal of trouble with Vortex, much to my chagrin. Anyway, let's get this brandy back to Habasi.
Hello. I don't know if I can help you, but I'll try.
We do just have the one, correct? Yes.
Good friend, this is an honor.
Alright, so that's another quest done. I'm still not considered loyal enough. I need to do more jobs. That's disappointing. So, our next job is to free a fellow guild member, New Shoes Bregor. And the way we're supposed to do it is by stealing fetching a mysterious Dwemer device from Mabestian's shop. Mabestian is a trader in town that smuggles Dwemer goods. And Shadback Graburbug, one of the guards, takes bribes from Mabestian. And so we fetch the Dwemer device from Mabestian's shop, take it to Shadback and tell her to let New Shoes go, or I'll tell everyone that she takes bribes. Pretty simple.
Alright, I'm listening.
Well, okay, maybe it's a little convoluted, but... Yeah, Lieutenant Cawley, I've been disappointed with Vortex. I thought it was smoother and cleaner and nicer, and it really, as you said, is not as user-friendly.
Please go ahead.
As for your statement, Rick, I did not know that. I typically buy that one because I'm just wallowing in wealth. It's so easy to get to a point where I can get all the money I need. And I've just go ahead and buy the Grandmasters because it's right here in Balmora. Now I know some of the Grandmasters items are very challenging to find. For example, I to this day do not remember where you find a Grandmaster's Calcinator. A Grandmaster's Retort can be found in Telerun, I want to say, which is one of the Telvanni cities off on the east coast. But no, it's not Telerun. It's Telvas. I think it's in Telvas. Either way, it is very far away. And I can't remember where you find the what's it called? You've got the Calcinator, Retort, Mortar and Pestle, and Alembic. I can never remember where you find the Grandmaster's Alembic either. Now I know in the code there is a item called the Secret Masters set, which is even better than the Grandmasters, but I don't think that's actually implemented into the game. I don't remember it being implemented into the game anyway. You can, of course, use console commands to get it in the game, but I don't think you can get it legitimately. That was odd. It was like the sound of the Dwemer Ruins door, but I don't know if y'all heard that, but I just suddenly heard the sound of the Dwemer Ruins door closing, but we weren't close enough to it, I don't think. Yeah, either way. There's a cute little scrib. Oh, Rick, when you say a good mortar and pestle set in the Empire's territories, do you mean a Master's mortar and pestle? Because we did actually steal our entire Master's set, which we were able to get very easily, without any stealth skill at all, from one of the Mages Guild, which is in an Imperial town. It's in Caldera, which is very Imperial in design. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about. If that is, then we actually improved upon that when we bought the Grandmasters. Cost a pretty penny, but it is that little bit extra better, and will increase the value of our potions yet again. Not to mention the additional value one gains from making healing potions that really do good stuff. Yeah, the Mages Guild in Caldera, that's just a Master's. That's the one we actually just sold in exchange for the Grandmasters. Yeah, that was one of our first things we did in the last session of this game. The last stream of this game, which has been a while. I realized looking back at the footage last time, I knew I was having some recording issues. Something about what's it called? Something about OBS was not recording properly. But I also had audio issues, and I don't know what I may have left my headphones off for that one, which was a real rookie mistake. But either way, we've got a nice proper setup now because I'm using Twitch Studio instead of OBS. I'd like to use Streamlabs OBS eventually, but I've had nothing but trouble trying to get it to work. I'm wondering if it's an issue with my laptop. That was one of the things I saw when I did research online. Now, one thing that's interesting is I believe the fact that we got this Dwemer Coherer from...
Let's get this over with quickly.
Oh, excuse me. The fact that we got that Dwemer Coherer in the Dwemer Ruins before, I think means that we can go ahead and do this quest without even going into Mabestian Ince's shop. The reason being, I believe Mabestian Ince, the Dwemer, mysterious Dwemer device that you take from him, is actually a Coherer. So let's talk to Shadback and see if I am correct in that assumption.
What are you doing?
Where did you get that Dwemer artifact? I bet you stole it from a Mabestian, thief. How did you know Mabestian had one? Because Mabestian pays me good money to keep it, see? Let New Shoes go and I'll forget about it. Okay, you got me this time. I'll let him go. But it's not over between us, Eric. I'll remember you. I think we took like a 3-point rep hit with her, and that's the only thing. She says she'll remember us, and if we took a rep hit, then yes, I suppose technically speaking, she will. Or, yeah, she will, but...
Say your piece or stand aside.
Yeah, Streamlabs is supposedly very good, Lieutenant Colley, but I cannot get it to work. It will not record my footage for me. I've tried updating my drivers, I have tried... doing all sorts of settings changes, making sure that it's running on the right GPU, all sorts of different things, and for the life of me, I cannot get it to record anything. When I first downloaded it, it seemed to be recording things fine, but as soon as I tried to actually use it for a stream, it did not work. Which is, funnily enough, the same issue I was having with the regular OBS as well. And it's why I switched to Twitch Studio and then to Streamlabs in an attempt to get it to work, but it did not. Absolutely did not. I think it's the South Wall we need to go to. We want to go talk to New Shoes and let him know that we have secured his freedom. But that requires us to actually... Oh, geez, hello. That requires us to find him, and we have. Good.
Stay out of trouble and you won't get hurt.
New Shoes Bregor. Are you a prisoner? What are you in for? Shadback said she'd let me go as soon as the paperwork's done. I'll be sure to tell everyone what you did for me. Hey, you want these shoes? They've been nothing but trouble for me. Sure, I'll take them. Here you go. Take good care of them. So, this is an example of an additional little bonus that you can get for completing a quest that you don't have to do to complete the quest. All you have to do is secure his freedom. You don't have to get this. And if you don't realize that you can go talk to him, you won't get it. It's not particularly useful. It is just a pair of exquisite shoes. Nothing exciting. But it does exist, and it's nifty that you can get them. The benefit of having a pair of exquisite shoes, of course, being the fact that you can enchant them to a higher degree than any other clothing item. Any other pair of shoes, rather. The issue is, it's a pair of shoes, which you cannot wear a pair of shoes under your boots. Now, you definitely want to get a hold of exquisite shirt and pants, and even a robe, but as far as the shoes, unless you're doing an unarmored run, they are of very little use. Now we just take the long, slow walk back to Balmora, which can be sped up a little bit by jogging. We have a random rat in the road. Get rid of him. So there's no real plan for any of these Morrowind streams. I'm just having fun, relaxing, playing a few games. For those of you who weren't here yesterday and to hear about the stream schedule that I'm adopting, I'll be streaming 10:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. EDT Monday through Friday, and my Baldur's Gate streams will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, while Tuesday and Thursday are reserved for whatever I feel like playing, really. It could be a little Morrowind, it could be some Pokemon. I'm wanting to do a couple of Pokemon challenges. But at the end of the day, the whole idea is that I will have a main game. I did air quotes because, of course, you can see those. But I did a main game. I have a main game which I play Monday, Tuesday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I have basically side games. And whether or not a side game gets completed or not, I would like to, but I'm not exceedingly compelled to do so. It just depends on the game. So for example, with Morrowind, I'm not necessarily trying to beat the game. I'm just trying to play and have fun, enjoy my favorite game of all time, with a bunch of my fellow internet gamers. Nothing too serious, just a casual fun time. But talking about the game again, I am thinking we'll go ahead and get a bunch of the Thieves Guild and Fighters Guild quests done. I will say I need to go ahead and move to a different town for the Fighters Guild quests. The reason being, there is a quest to do
Hail!
that I want
From where do
to
you hail?
show you some dialogue
Our
you can
sugar
get.
is yours, friend.
And I'm still not being trusted enough to rank up. That's actually very weird. Thought it was less jobs than that. Okay, so our next quest is to find the Master of Security. So one of the master trainers in the game, one of the only people that, or well, the only person that can train you to 100 in security, lives here in Balmora. Question is, who is he? In
What is this
anticipation of a gang war between the Kamana Tong, the local, the native gang, the native criminal syndicate, and the Thieves Guild, the goal is to find this guy and bring him onto the side of the Thieves Guild. So this quest is incredibly easy. You go here, you find the guy. Habasi only knows that he is a high elf, and that's it. So you go here and you talk to Hesserind, and he says, I admit I've been negligent. I'll certainly help you secure the South Wall. Tell Sugarlips that I am at her service. And you're done. That's the entire quest. You walk about 100 feet, talk to a guy, and then walk 100 feet back. Very easy, very quick, and yeah, it's another quest done.
You've got the better.
Hello. I don't know if I can help you, but I'll try.
So I believe this is the last quest in the Balmora. Oh, thanks, Liz. I appreciate it. And welcome to the chat. I believe that this is the last quest in the Balmora chain for the Balmora quest chain for the Thieves Guild. We'll check in just a moment, of course. But an interesting thing to note is that Habasi mentions that it will not be long before Sjoring Hardheart and the Gamana Tong make another move against us. Now, this may be the first time that the player has heard the name Sjoring Hardheart. The interesting thing about that is this is more evidence that the Fighters Guild is in the Gamana Tong's pocket. I believe they've outright said that at this point, but this may be the first time that we've heard the name Sjoring Hardheart. And he is the head of the Fighters Guild. He's actually the leader of the Fighters Guild. So, interestingly enough, we are working for two separate guilds who have an issue with each other. But it's not really so much that the organizations have an issue with each other, but rather that the top brass of the Fighters Guild is getting paid off by people, by a different organization who hates the Thieves Guild. Speaking of organizations, I was talking with Rick and Lieutenant Colley, and I think I completely missed it, but while we were in Pelagiad, I did go ahead and join the Imperial Cult. We joined the Temple a while back, but we also went ahead and joined the Imperial Cult. Now, the biggest reason to join these two guilds, beyond the fact that it's two more guilds to join, is the fact that there are altars at which you can pray to get very, very cheap healing.
I'm listening.
Very cheap healing that is difficult to obtain otherwise. The thing is, if you're not a member of the associated guild, it can actually be very expensive to make use of those. Since we, however, are now a member of both the Imperial Cult and the Temple, we get a massive discount on those services. I believe it's something like a 80% discount for the Imperial Cult Temple, and 75% discount for the Imperial Cult, and then the 75% discount for the Temple. It's something like that. It's a very big discount, and I really appreciate it. Alright, what should we do next? Perhaps we should go to Aldrin.
May I?
To see if we can get some more Fighters Guild quests done. Or
Don't
rather...
press your luck.
Well, I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. First of all, I realized I ran off without asking Habasi about any more jobs, so I want to check and make sure that I did not miss out on anything. As I said, I believe the
What's this all about?
quest to
What is
find
this
Tesserend
about?
is the
May
last
walk
one,
on warm
but let's just check.
sands.
Yeah, so that was the last quest from Habasi. Next we should talk to Angoth the Jeweler in Aldrin, or Big Helend in Dirty Muriel's Corner Club over at Sadrith Mora. I think we'll take a break on the Thieves Guild for now. Neither of their quests are particularly beginner-friendly, and as we are still level 2, we are very much a beginner. I should actually say that the Aldrin quest line starts off with something absolutely
Where would you like
absurd
to go?
Questions again.
if you want to make the most of it. So I'm just going to put those away. Wait for an hour to get our fatigue back up. Because interestingly enough, as I was saying earlier, alright, have a good one, Lieutenant Colley. I appreciate you coming out and supporting the channel. As I was saying, your stamina bar affects everything, not only trade, but also it affects your travel expenses. If you're all out of breath, if you run up to the Silt Strider, and talk to this guy, and you're just completely out of breath, he will give you different prices. He will give you worse prices. It's not a significant difference, but every little bit counts. I will say, 20 gold is very steep, even for this point. One of the most valuable people you can bribe in this game to increase their opinion of you is actually the Silt Strider, ferryman, or whatever you call them. The reason being is that you're going to make use of their services a lot. Well, it's a stream. I have to talk a lot. If you couldn't hear his,
something I can do for you?
if you couldn't hear his audio, he said that you talk too much, Outlander. But if you're going to be traveling,
Go ahead, I'm listening.
at all via the Silt Strider and the Mage Guild teleport, you should definitely spend a little money, just a little bit of an investment, to get them to drop the prices permanently. Because the more they like you, the less they'll charge you for travel fees. And trust me, it is a big difference over the course of the game. You'll save a lot of money if you just spend a little early on. I'm not doing it right now. The biggest reason is because our speechcraft is so awful. I'm genuinely afraid that without a whole lot of save scumming, they would all want to kill me. I would fail miserably every time. But anyway, here we are at the Aldrin Fighters Guild. And this guy, very unassuming with his bog standard low-level leather armor. But this guy is actually the ex-guildmaster. He is the guild head of this particular chapter, this particular branch of the Vardenfell Fighters Guild. But he used to be the guildmaster of the entire Vardenfell Fighters Guild, as he will tell you if you ask him. So if you ask him about the Fighters Guild, he says, things have really gone bad since I was the master of the Fighters Guild. Sure, Sjoring Hardheart's a good fighter, no one disputes that, but I've heard he's been making deals with the wrong crowd. But I've said too much already. Maybe when you've proven yourself, we can talk again. So he's hinting at the fact that Sjoring is in the Commandantong's pocket. And if you talk to him about some of the other things, the code book, for example, if you ask him about the code book, he says, I'm glad you didn't resort to violence. So what Perseus does is act as a moral compass for you when you are trying to just parse out what among the Fighters Guild actions are good and bad. And I say that because the Commandantong is very much a, quote, bad version of the Thieves Guild. The Thieves Guild isn't exactly moral, but they are more so. And when you meet the head of the Thieves Guild, you'll really see what I'm talking about. But as far as the Commandantong goes, they are very much big crime syndicate. We'll murder, kill, all of that. Whereas the Thieves Guild is more, we'll pick your pocket, take some stuff, smuggle some goods, nothing else. Not exclusively, but you know what I mean. So, you have two halves of the Fighters Guild. You have the good half, the Old Guard, which Perseus Mercius is kind of the head of, even though he's not the head. And then you have Sjoring Hardheart and the, quote, new Fighters Guild. So anytime you get orders that seem a bit sketchy, for example, the last quest we received from Idus Fireeye, where we were told to go collect debt money from someone, well, if you ask Perseus Mercius about it, he'll tell you what his opinion on the subject is, and whether or not you should follow through with the orders. Most of the time he'll say, don't resort to violence, or something like that, like with the code book. But there are some times where he will outright tell you to not complete the quest, which doesn't hurt you in the long term, but it's a very interesting sort of conflict within the guild. Do you want to advance faster, or do you want to be a good guy? And we want to be a good guy. So let's talk to him about the debt money. And oh, Liz, you followed me. Thank you so much. I did not notice that until just now. I apologize for not thanking you sooner. So, debt money. You can get the debt money from her, or you can pay it yourself. Manos Athreloth works for Orvis Drin, so I suspect this may not be a legitimate Fighters Guild contract. So, Orvis Drin is one of the high-ranking nobles in House Flalu. There are 3 great houses in Morrowind, House Flalu being one of the big ones. Or being one of them. There's actually multiple great houses beyond those 3, but there are only 3 that really have a major presence in this game. Orvis Drin is one of the top head honchos of that great house. Unfortunately, he is either the head of or one of the heads of the Kamanatong. So he's a bad dude. And we don't like the Kamanatong, so we want to come here and talk to Perseus Mercius, figure out what's going on anytime we get a quest that seems sketchy. This one is very sketchy. He told us to just pay the debt ourselves if we can, because it's probably not a legitimate contract. The guy that the debt is owed to, well, he works for Orvis Drin. It's suspicious. Let's go ahead and get a quest from Perseus Mercius while we're here as well. And that is going to be to provide some extra muscle to clean out a den of necromancers. So, Perseus Mercius does not normally give quests at the start of the game. We're a fairly high rank in the guild already. We've done a lot of quests for Idis FireEye, and as a result, we're farther ahead in terms of quest line than we might be. So we're fairly high rank, and Perseus will give us quests. Do we want to do his quest right now? Probably not. His quests are pretty challenging. I just wanted to see what he had. So he just says this is going to be a very long journey. And good luck. We're definitely not going to do that for a while. But hey, we have the quest in our inventory, or in our journal, so we can deal with it in time.
Can you ask your question quickly?
Now then, let's head back to Balmora to see if we can complete Idis FireEye's quest. Now that we know that we should just pay the debt for the person, Decile, we'll go ahead and do that. Oh, come on.
Do you need something? Hello, Outlander. I hope you won't take too much of my time.
Oh, spun my mouse too far.
Is there...
Alright. So we're never even going to meet the client. We're just going to go ahead and give Idis the money and move on. So now we have a bounty contract for the orc Duragrabal. This is one of my favorite contracts, and one I often complete before I even get the quest, because you can do so. Duragrabal is an orc that is an outlaw, and she's living out wide in the open here in Balmora. If we bring her to justice, 250 septims are ours. Now, let's go ahead and do a quick save. And just for curiosity's sake, let's head back to Aldrin and talk to Perseus Mercius to see if this is a legitimate contract.
I suppose I have a moment. What is Hello.
Now, I'm going to load the quick save as soon as we talk to him. I already know what his answer is, and I don't want to waste the money going back and forth between the two towns. But I want to show the dialogue off.
You shouldn't be here.
If this were a role-played playthrough, I would be very strict about, having our character go and check and keep it in the save and all that jazz. But this is a casual playthrough. And if you ask him, he says, it seems straightforward to me. Duragrabal really is wanted for murder. So let's reload and go kill ourselves an outlaw orc.
Say your words.
Hi. Now, you may remember this orc and this house. Not only did last stream, we steal a ceramic bowl here for a Mage's Guild quest, we also, earlier in this stream...
What are you doing?
I said that this would be our house in time. I wasn't kidding.
Hold still, coward.
This is now our house. We are unfortunately over-encumbered, but that can be easily fixed. Let's drop the axe, and that, and that, and that, and that. And how much is that axe? 24 pounds. That is a very heavy axe. Okay. We'll drop that, and pick the axe back up, actually, because I want to go ahead and sell it so we can get it out of our inventory. So now we have a house. There's no house purchasing system in this game. There's a way you can get a house built and designed entirely for you, but that's through a very long quest line, and while we will do that eventually, it'll be a while. In the meantime, let's go ahead and just enjoy this house that we have. No one will tax you for it or make you pay for it. If you kill the person who lives there, you get to keep it. It's that simple. And it's a great house. It's near the Thieves Guild, it's in Balmora, which is basically the hub city. It's a really well-placed house. And it's spacious.
Welcome, friend. Hail.
Alright, so that's one dead orc, 250 septims in our pocket. And let's see about getting one more quest. Oh, okay. So Ida's Fire Eye actually doesn't have any more orders for us. We have hit the highest rank we can through her right now. And by that I mean we've gotten all the jobs from her. She does have more jobs, but not for anyone under the rank of Protector. I don't remember off the top of my head what the rank of Protector entails, like what rank that is. Oh, it's actually our next rank. So we should probably only have to complete 1 or 2 quests to get the rest of it, to have everything we need. Not too bad if you ask me. But we'll go ahead and take a break with the Fighters Guild for now. We'll save those quests for later on. In the meantime, let's see about some Mage Guild quests.
Traveler.
I don't want to do the Mage Guild quests here. They are kind of awful. We've done the ones through, what's her name? Ajira, I believe, the Khajiit apprentice to Rane Sathres. But
If there is anything I can do, I am humbly at your service.
I don't want to do Rane Sathres' quests. They're long and hard and annoying. So instead, we will just go ahead and see about doing some quests through the what's it called? Through the Aldrin Guild. Now, I'm just selling a little junk here. We have this guy at a very high very high opinion of us. And I want to see how much more we can get out of that. I'd also like to see if we can buy some gear. We have a lot of gold now. We have 4,000 plus, and that's without even selling all of those brandies that we've set up. Now the question is just, what do we spend this money on? And I think some new armor is very much in order. We've been rocking with a bunch of light armor that is not even our preferred type of armor for a while now, and I think we could do with an update. So our greaves, our shield, our helmet, and our cuirass are good, but we do need boots, left gauntlet, left pauldron, well, boots, gauntlets, and pauldrons. So let's see here. Do we want the really big dramatic ones, or do we want the sensible ones? I personally want the sensible ones. The ones that also, interestingly enough, are not connected to any great house. When you see bone mold armor that has something like Armen An, it's specifically tied to one of the great houses. It's their personal armor style. The Armen An pauldrons are related to Hlalu. You'll see them being worn by the guards in this town, in this very town, Balmora. So let's go ahead and buy the generic bone mold. And sell all those. And as you can see, we're actually going to make money on this transaction. Let's see if we can get the full 1,500 that he has in his pocket. I would be surprised, but I'm not going to say it's impossible. Let's try 400. 1,400, rather. Yeah, there we go. That's all it needed. Just had to drop the price by 100 and boom. And look at that. Another nice boost to our armor rating. And we actually look kind of decent now. The armor in this game is a bit on the silly side, but we at the very least look kind of competent and kind of cool. Kind of, not excessively. That hat's still dumb. But not too bad. Not too bad. It also doesn't all tone together too badly, so there's that. So let's see here. I said let's go to the Aldrin Mages Guild. So let's do just that.
Is there something you need?
Actually, how close are we to a level? We are very close. Okay, with that in mind, I'm actually going to rest until healed, and then do some class training. We have our spells, so let's see here. Let's do alteration because that's the most useful training we can do. This is not the most exciting of content, I know, but it's very beneficial for our long-term success. spellcasting abilities really are quite awful at this point in the game. And it's partly because of our stats, our attributes. We have a low intelligence, a rather low willpower. Nords are not designed for magic. But we shall press on. Save in. I didn't know how long it's been since we've saved. So, anyway. I know I asked earlier, but it's been a while, and we've got some new people join the chat. How's everyone doing tonight?
I see you. Hello.
Is everyone ready for the summer months to come? Get some sun while staying socially distanced? Alright, and there's our level. Nice and easy. Of course, we need to put a point into luck every single level, because we can only increase it by 1 per level. Strength is one of our more major attributes, so we need to increase that. Personality, well, we're only really increasing that because it has a very high multiplier. Honestly, I think I will usually just stick to increasing whatever has the best multipliers per level. So, with that in mind, level up. So now we are level 3. Feel like a real boy now. A really low level boy. But we're a little bit better at alteration, which will always be of use. And we've got some extra HP, which is the big boon.
Do you want some? May I help you?
So here in Aldrin is our next
Go ahead,
quest
I'm
giver,
listening.
Edwina Elbert, who's apparently dying of COVID-19. But she's actually the one that we were told to talk to by Ajira after we completed all of Ajira's quests. While Ranis Athris is Ajira's teacher and mentor, Ajira doesn't really like Ranis much. She much prefers her friend Edwina Elbert and points you to her for more quests. Personally, I agree. I think that is the correct thing to do. Edwina Elbert's quests are much superior in terms of quality and in terms of, well, ease of use, ease of access. They're just simpler. Her first quest, for example, is to find a copy of a rare book. She gives you 250 septims to cover the expenses, which should be more than enough. Now, this quest can be a bit tricky if you don't know where to go. But all it really takes is a hop, skip, and a jump via Guild Guide or Teleporter to the Vivek. Mage's Guild.
Do you want something from me?
And then from here, we just head over to the bookstore, Jobasha's Rare Books. This is a bookstore that is not only critical for the main quest, but is also something that you as a player will end up going to time and time again. This bookstore has basically every single difficult to find book in the game, and if you need a book, it's where you go. And while we're here, we can also get some stat ups, because this bookshop stocks not 1, not 2, but 8 skill books. The Dance in Fire series gives you a skill up for every single book. Now, we've already read book 6. We found a copy of book 6 back in Saint-Denis. But here we have the entire series. 7 books, 6 skill points for us. 7 skill points for someone who hasn't seen Chapter 6. And in addition to that, there's Cherim's Heart of Anequina, which is a medium armor skill book. So at this point, we have gotten 5 points towards level 4. Just by stopping by this bookshop. It was that easy. Could we have done this earlier in the game? Oh, absolutely.
It has
But
no time for you.
I like to kind of follow the path of the quests a bit more. So if we ask Jobasha if he has a copy of the book, he absolutely does. Will you stop walking around for a second? Now, I'm going to save scum a little bit here, because, boy, do I want him to like me. I'm going to bribe him. Several times to get his opinion of me higher. Which is starting to go badly. Now, the smart thing to do with this system is to save scum. But we have a lot of cash, and if I can get a good streak going, I would rather just go straight for it. It looks like we have bottomed out, though, and we're about to just flat fail. If they're yeah. If it gets too low, you basically can't succeed. You have to give up and reload.
What's that?
But if we're lucky, it shouldn't take too many tries. As evidenced by that. I would prefer him to be at 100 opinion of me. 100 reaction. I've been playing too much Baldur's Gate. Reaction is what they call it in Baldur's Gate.
Friend.
Can't remember what they call it in this game. There we are. Alright, now quick save. And that will maintain for the rest of the game. This is very, very valuable because you're going to be buying a lot of books from him. Now, if I remember correctly, Chronicles of Inkleft are, yes, a blue book. So let's buy it for, see if we can get it for 160. Come on, buddy. You like me. You like me a lot. Give me the deal. Yeah. So we've spent probably all of our expense funds, and maybe a bit more, to get the book, but it is absolutely a worthwhile investment to have Joe Basha love you. I won't say he's a recurring character, because he's not really going to pop up throughout the game.
My time
He
is
stands there in his
precious,
bookshop all day for the entire game.
Who put that there?
But what I will say is that he is very, very useful to have fond of you, because you will meet him multiple times throughout the game.
Do
And
you
while we're
want
here,
something?
we're also going to stop here and slip into this little closet to open up this. We'll wait for an hour for our fatigue to restore. Boom. And we will read this, which gives us a point in alteration. And read this, which gives us a point in heavy armor. And we'll take this with us. Chimar Vamidium. Or Chimar Vamidium. We need this for another one of Edwina Elbert's quests later
a visitor.
on. It may
What
even
may I
be
do for you?
the next quest that she gives us, for all I remember. So it's very, very beneficial to go ahead and get it, and just truck on back here.
I'm listening, please. Go ahead.
So a lot of Edwina Elbert's quests are very, very easy, simple, quick fetch quests. This one, for example, involves us teleporting over to the Sadrith Mora Guild and talking to the guild head over at this branch and asking him about this potion. And yeah,
Be well, traveler.
that's it. That's all it takes, and we have everything we need for this next quest. Super easy, super quick.
Well met. Greetings.
And here we are. Just as I said, she needs a copy of Chimar Vamidium. And Cirilanwe, the high elf that was standing outside the closet that we got the book in, has one. Give her the book. So here's our first quest that sends us out on a mission that actually has some challenge to it. Not much, but some. Huline's Hut. Since Huline is a member of the guild, we really ought to do something about the disturbance, because there's been some sort of disturbance at her hut. I simply haven't had time to do it myself. My research is in an absolutely critical phase. Would you go to Margan and take a look for me? Excellent, Eric. Go to Margan. I'm sure someone there can give you further directions. Take care of this for me so I can continue my studies in peace. Now, the first part of this quest is just like the rest. You travel via fast travel
Can you ask your question quickly?
and go to a place. Only this time we can't teleport there via Guild Guide. We have to go there via Silt Strider. But if I remember correctly, it is just one quick trip via this guy. Yep. So here we are.
Why walk when you can ride?
Indeed. I agree. So, the hut we need to go to, so there's the city, path leading down to the city, but what we actually need to do is go there. So, let's head over there. And lo and behold, a scamp. Not a dangerous enemy, but it does exist. It has an iron short sword, which we won't bother taking, and a key. And it certainly has made a mess of the place. Torn the bed apart. Just absolutely wrecked the place. And there is
Do you need something?
unclothed individual. Is the scamp really gone? Thank you, whoever you are. This is all my fault. I wanted to be a real sorcerer, not just Huline's apprentice for the rest of my life. I wanted to prove I could summon a scamp. Then Huline would have to take me seriously. I'm just glad it's all over now. Thanks for killing the scamp, Eric. What about the scamp? I mean, what happened? Well, at first he did everything I told him, but he tricked me. He wasn't really under my control. Then he started tearing the place up, and he took all my clothes, and I locked myself in this closet. And it's been just horrible. I don't want to be a sorcerer anymore. I won't ever summon another Daedra as long as I live. So yeah, basically Huline's apprentice got too big for his britches, thought he was a hotshot sorcerer, summoned a scamp, and when he says Daedra, it's basically demon. Scamps, as well as other types of Daedra, are all essentially demons. But he summoned it, wanted to be a big deal, and promptly regretted it. But hey, we killed it, we freed him, and we've dealt with the disturbance at the hut.
We make a special trip just for you. Same low price.
Not a difficult challenge, but hey, that's one more quest done.
Welcome, friend. The day is yours. What shall we talk about?
So, as a reward for our quest, we got 2 scrolls of the 5th barrier. Which, if I remember correctly, the 5th barrier means it's 50 points of armor. Quite a powerful scroll, actually. Though not of excessive use to us. Now, at this point, we've done enough quests to rank up, but we are too unskilled at magic, unfortunately. So, we'll need to do something about that, no? How much do we require? We need a skill at 40. Well, that's pretty high. We'll have to worry about that later, I suppose.
I enjoy the company.
And our next quest is also incredibly easy, because it is take the copy of the book back. We stole the book, or rather, borrowed the book, and now we just have to take it back.
How can I help you?
Easy peasy.
Hello, Outlander. I hope you won't take too much of my time.
Now she sells Mark and Recall. Do we have Mysticism as a skill? I forget. No, we do not. Well, that is unfortunate.
Do you want something from me?
What I think we'll do now is take some of our immense wealth and, whoops, no, not persuasion, and actually see about
May I
getting
help you?
some training. We are currently sitting on a pile of 5,500 gold.
Hello, Outlander. I hope you won't take too much of my time.
No, we won't. With nothing really to spend it on. So, let's buy some training.
Hello, Outlander. I hope you won't take too much of my time.
So here we are, nice level, more personality, and some willpower, I think. No, some strength. Strength really is just too valuable. Whoop. And here we have another assassin.
There's no escape.
Although really, at the end of the day, the assassins are nothing more than a pile of money. What with their exceedingly valuable armor. Where were we? Let's heal up. Back to training.
Greetings. What exactly do you require of me?
Okay. And since we're here, and since it's on the cheap side, let's go ahead and increase her opinion of me. Because that will make our training even cheaper. And then, huzzah, that went exceedingly well. No failures. And let's go ahead and buy some alteration training as well. Why? Because gosh dang it, it's easy XP. Now the question is, let's see if we can get some cheap block training as well. I didn't originally intend for this character to use block, but one of the ways that you can increase your stats dramatically is by buying training
I have a moment. What
in a
is it?
variety of different skills. So, you train block. Let's make you like us a lot. Because if you like us a lot, your training will be even cheaper than it already is. Okay. Now then, she likes us a lot. Let's do some block training. And you'll notice it says we should rest and meditate. The thing is, 6, 7, 8, 9, thing is, we can go ahead and benefit from that training because that's not one of our major or minor skills. We're not over-leveling by doing this. And when we sleep, we now have another skill that is 5 times, well, a skill that is times 5 on our level up. So a very big boost. Very greatly appreciated as well. Now, how much money do we have left? 2,000. What's our alteration at? 25.
Share your thoughts, friend. I enjoy the company.
And see something. Marksman's at 37. You don't train marksman, do you? No, I didn't believe you would.
Well met, friend.
We'll quickly sell the excess gear we got from the assassin to him. We'll take back the... Max. We've made the sale. We can come back and sell the rest to him later. And that extra 2,000 gold will mean that we should definitely be able to afford what I want to do, which is to do another round of alteration training, get that up to 10, up another 10
Welcome.
points.
If you wish to talk, it is really no trouble at all.
And then buy 10 more points of block training.
The indignity of it all.
Alright, so another 10 points of alteration. We're very close to actually having enough to get our next rank in the guild, which is the reason why I did this. I could have done this with any of my skills, but I chose specifically...
I must say, I find you most interesting right
with
now. Please go ahead.
the magic skills so we could get our rank up. Then we go ahead and get 10 points of block. That's 2, 3. Whoop, that's medium armor. That was a mistake. That was a very big mistake. 3. 6, 7, 8. 9.
What was I
That's
thinking?
10 actually. So now we'll take a nap. I'll quick save first to make sure I didn't mess up that block training even further than I already believe I did. Nope, I got it right. And another point of luck. So now we got a +5 to willpower, and a +5 to agility, and a +1 to luck, which is max bonuses. And it appears that a couple thousand gold has spawned in front of us. Very much obliged to whoever's sending all these assassins. Ooh, I think we got really lucky. Yes, we did. Okay, so this is one of the things that can happen. These assassins, you may have noticed that when we start combat with them, they always throw something at us. It's a carved ebony dart. It is exceedingly valuable, and we have, up until now, not been able to get it because they only have one, and they throw it and then charge you with the dagger. If you kill them very quickly, you can get it, but you can also get it if, like in this circumstance, they glitched out and didn't attack us. It is worth 2,000 gold, and is 100% only good for selling. Is it strong? It does 2 to 10 damage.
Share your thoughts, friend.
But it's
I enjoy the
more
company.
I like what I
appropriate
see.
to just sell it. go ahead and wait an hour to get our fatigue back up. Sell boots. Max gold. There we are. And now he looks like an assassin, which will definitely make me jump at some point later on, I guarantee it. But that is just an unfortunate truth that cannot be avoided. In the meantime, we have a lot of success now. We've gotten all the way up to 36 illusion. We've gotten a bunch of stats. We're all the way to level 6. Our block is at 26, which while I wasn't originally planning on this character having block, hence it's not being a major or minor skill, now we can definitely do some decent blocking. And it can only go up further from here. So I'll probably continue to train that skill off and on. The idea is we would be using a two-handed sword, but so far I just haven't found any good ones. In the future that will change, and we will probably drop the shield. But for now, keep using that. But anyway, we also got 35 alteration, so assuming we can get alteration up to 40, which we should be able to afford quite easily, we're good to go. We've got good stuff going on here. Okay, there's another 1,500 gold in our pocket, and let's see here. Go ahead and let him repair all of our gear, which put a little money back in his pocket. Not enough for any of the things we have to sell him, though. Wait, I take it back. We have this dagger. It's not worth very much. Thank you for the extra 17 gold. Alrighty. Now then, I'd like to get rid of some of this excess garbage in our inventory. And I'd also like to make a little extra cash
traveler.
with some more brandy. We have all those wonderful brandies just sitting in our, sitting up here in this chest of drawers for us. We have, 50, I think. Sounds good. Take 50 of those, and we can start selling them en masse. But before we do, I want to buy some different training. Something that we have been exceedingly bad at up until now, but with a little training we could become quite good at. And that is
What up? Do you want some?
speechcraft. I don't know why I had a long dramatic pause there, and there really wasn't a good reason for it. I wasn't even trying to think of the word. I knew what the word was. I decided to have a long, awkward pause for no good reason. Don't ask me. So here is Fainriel.
I suppose I have a moment. What is it?
This guy trains mercantile, speechcraft, and alchemy. The alchemy we don't really need too much, though we might buy some training from him in the future. What we're here for is the speechcraft training. That and a little mercantile. The two of them combined will be very handy. But first, as always, let's bribe.
How may I help you, Nord? How may I help you, Nord?
Gosh dang, this is not going well. Now, actually, interesting note, if I remember correctly, the higher a character's speechcraft level, the harder it is
What can I do for you, friend?
to get them to react positively to your speechcraft. It's an interesting little detail. The better they are at it, the harder it is for you to manipulate them verbally. Kind of a
To what
they
do
know
I
your
owe
tricks.
this pleasure?
Unfortunately, it makes
To what do I owe this
having
pleasure?
a speechcraft trainer like you kind of difficult. I guess the idea is that you should go ahead and buy some training from them and then try to improve their opinion of you.
Welcome. Please, don't be shy. I'm listening.
But so close. All right. We're nearly there. We got another success.
Good day. Do you seek my services? Good day. Do you seek my services?
Okay, we failed, but we didn't lose anything. And we succeeded. All right. Okay, so let's... Oop, not barter. Training. Let's get some speechcraft training. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How close are we to leveling our mercantile? Pretty close. I'm glad I held off on purchasing any.
Yeah. Do you want something from me?
Because now we need to go use our increased speechcraft to successfully bribe the
Go ahead.
high elf alchemist, Valkyria, to make her like us more. The reason being that we want to sell these brandies to her for the best possible price. She has 3,000 gold a pop. Well, when I say a pop, I mean every single day she restocks with 3,000 gold. And it would be very handy to have her really like us, because we can get some great prices. Only challenge is, of course, that we have to actually have her like us. Alright, quick save.
You have something to say to me?
Bribe. Oop. An immediate fail, but we didn't lose any reputation, followed by a success. Followed by a very big success. I think it was a 20-point boost. Followed by another success. A slight fail, followed by a success. And... ooh, that's a big fail. So as you can see, we're already doing a whole lot better with this just by spending a little cash to
How delightful.
improve our skills.
Welcome.
Unfortunately, we're struggling to get over the finish line. We got to the finish line very quickly, but now we're struggling.
An honor, to be sure.
There we go. All right. So now she loves us. And we can sell some brandies to her. They're 500 a pop. She has 3,000 gold. So that is 6. 6 brandies would be the same amount of money as she has, but she don't want to buy them for that good a price. Of course not. So we'll sell her 7 at a time and see if we can get a full stack of that. And we can. So now, every 24 hours, roughly, in-game, we can get 3,000 gold from her with no challenges. And our Speechcraft and Mercantile are real close to advancing.
I will listen, Outlander, but make it quick.
Let me stop in here at Revere, the trader, and sell some random garbage I've got in an attempt to get that skill up. Namely by selling all these random clothing articles that we've picked up along the way. We're not really concerned about the amount of money we get for this. We just want the barter XP. Boom. That succeeded. We got the mercantile skill up. And now let's go ahead and get ourselves some skill ups.
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you need?
Because now we're sitting pretty on another 5,500 gold. So we have the excess cash. No concern. We'll take a nap first, just to get our fatigue back, to lower the prices even further.
Welcome. If you wish to talk, it is really no trouble at all.
Alteration. I won't say that every single time. I'm sure that would become insufferable about the 4th time. And level up. Now we did get a point of strength, probably in acrobatics. I'm not sure where we got that point, but it was probably acrobatics, which means that our stat level up was not as perfect as it could have been, but alas. +5 personality, +4 willpower, and +1 luck is still not a bad boost. I certainly won't say no to it. I don't know about y'all. So let's take a look at our skills. We've got pretty good skills at this point. Our restoration is still rather terrible, and I'm not sure we can actually get training in that. Enchant, Conjuration, and Alchemy, nope. You don't offer training.
May I help you?
You train Illusion, Alteration, Destruction. And you do not train Restoration either. Now, I do know that we can get Restoration training from somewhere, but it does not appear to be anywhere near here.
That creature visits again,
I do not believe Sharn trains. She does! Oh my word. So we do have a source of restoration training, should we so desire it. And I'm tempted to do so. After all, we now have pretty good chances of successfully using our abilities. With the exception of Levitate, which we absolutely cannot succeed because we don't have enough mana at any point. But with that aside, our chances of successfully casting spells are very high across the board. 100s and 90s, even an 80 on Calm Creature is still very good. So the question is, can we do anything else of note as far as our spell training goes? Well, I'm not sure, but I do know that we can increase in rank in the guild. So let's head up here to Ranesa Threes.
May I help you?
And I do not want to do duties. Gosh dang it. Advancement. So, in order to advance to Conjurer, we must pay our guild dues of 200 septums. Let's go ahead and pay the dues. And we are now a Conjurer. We have a ways to go before the next one, though, which is Warlock? Magician. And then I believe it's Warlock. Overall, though, we're doing very, very well. Rapid advancement. Which is wonderful.
What do you want, Outlander?
Share your thoughts, friend.
pleasure
I enjoy
is
the
all
company.
Now then.
Well
Welcome,
met, friend.
The day is yours. What shall we talk about?
I don't know where I'm going, actually. I'm just wandering around aimlessly because I'm not sure what I want to do. We've got a few quests. Fargoth's Hiding Place is one that we're never going to complete. Dark Brotherhood Attacks we will not complete for a while because that's the first quest of the DLC. The Dark Brotherhood, of course, being the assassins that have been attacking us. And, of course, once we complete this quest, we will not be attacked by the assassins anymore. Well, and why would we want that? They're an easy source of money. Mages Guild Return Chimar Vimidium. Oh, we have not turned that quest in. That's silly of us. We should do that. The Necromancer of Voss from the Fighters Guild. I would rather not do that one right now. I'm not sure if there are any easy Thieves Guild quests remaining. I know there are none... Well, I know that I don't want to do the Aldrin
Yes,
Thieves
stranger?
Guild quests right now. I'm not sure about the... Sadrith Mora Thieves Guild, however.
How delightful.
It's possible
Welcome.
that... Oh, Esther Dalen, please let me through. Thank you.
Well met. Greetings.
It's possible that, the Sadrith Mora quests for the Thieves Guild will benefit us greatly. But I don't really know.
You shouldn't be here.
Why did I leave Guildhall? That was dumb of me. I meant to go down here and speak with Edwina Elbert. And here we go. This is one of the best items that we can possibly get in the entire game. These two amulets will be with us in our inventory the entire rest of the game. The Amulet of Almsivi Intervention and the Amulet of Divine Intervention. Basically, these are magic amulets that we can use over and over again that will teleport us to either the native temple or to the Imperial cult. Whichever one we're closest to. So if we were to use the Almsivi Intervention one right here, standing where we are, we would be teleported to the temple here in Aldrin. This is incredible.
All right, I'm listening.
We have scrolls of Almsivi and Divine Intervention, but we don't need those anymore. We can ignore those. We can just ditch them. This is a game changer. This means that traveling out into the wilderness is so much easier to return from than it was previously. And as for which one we want to use, it will really depend. I'm going to equip the Divine Intervention one right now, but that's really just more because I want to have the Divine Intervention one on for no specific reason. As far as value goes, they're the same. I would say that you possibly might use the Almsivi one a touch more often, but not significantly so. Perhaps occasionally more often, but not a great deal more. Anyway, we still have a lot of cash in our pocket, and a lot of brandy to sell. I'm thinking we should continue to train and finish out the rest of this stream, which we have about 20 minutes left of, just going ahead and doing some more training, getting our skills up as high as we can. So back into the Mages Guild we go. And most of our training is going to be done over in Balmora. It's just an easy place to do so. It's not that it's necessarily the best.
All right,
it doesn't have
I'm intrigued.
the best
Go
trainers
ahead.
or anything like that. But it is
How
our
does
sort
the
of
day greet you,
home base. Now, one thing that I want to upgrade is alchemy by about 10 points. I'm not super concerned about upgrading it a ton,
Welcome.
but I'd like to upgrade it
If you
a
wish to
little.
talk, it is really no trouble at all.
And while I'm
Under
here,
sun
I'm
and
also going to
sky,
upgrade
We greet
my
you warmly.
mysticism. Why? because mysticism is an
Under sun and
incredibly
sky, Outlander,
useful school
we
of magic.
greet you warmly.
It's not one of our major or minor skills, so it will boost our, what is it? Willpower? Yes, our willpower when we level up without actually boosting our level, so we can train both mysticism and
Warm
alchemy
greetings,
together.
Outlander. Care to peruse my spell?
Okay, cool. Got the 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and now let's go talk to our good friend Ajira
May you walk on warm sands.
and get some alchemy training. And this we don't have to count, of course, because this is a minor skill, so it will actually cause us to level when we've gotten 10.
Welcome. If you wish to talk, it is really no trouble at all. What can I do for you, friend? Welcome. If you wish to talk, it is really no trouble at all.
5 intelligence, 5 willpower, and 1 luck. And we're level 8. We've gone from level 2 at the start of this stream just 2 hours and 12 minutes ago to all the way to level 8. So we've made a lot of progress. And we will continue to do so. We have a fairly infinite source of money with the brandies, and we have quite the hefty chunk of cash. Speaking of hefty chunk of cash, let's go fortify it a bit more by selling 7 more bottles.
Your act.
Of course, you gotta love this slow, droning walk. And this is with max speed, might I remind you. We have the highest speed that we could possibly have in the
Welcome.
game.
If you wish to talk, it is really no trouble at all.
This game's travel speed is absurdly slow, and I don't know why they thought it was a good idea, but they apparently did. Alright, 3,000 more gold in our pocket, and we are good to go. Let's go see if we can't get ourselves some additional training.
Do you have something
What
to
kind
say,
of training should we
Outlander?
get? Medium armor, long blade, marksman, sneak. Some sneak would be nice to have. I'd train illusion, but we can't get it up above 41, which would only be 5 points. And I don't really feel like training it only 5 levels right now. You can only train your skills to the number of the governing attribute. So, for example, illusion's at 36. My personality, which is the governing attribute, is at 41. I could only train it to 41. But let's see, what should I train? Our restoration is awfully low. I could always increase our mysticism another 10 levels and get 10 levels of restoration training, which would put my restoration at a more decent level. So let's do that.
An honor, to be sure.
Warm greetings, Outlander. Care to peruse my spell?
6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 levels of mysticism. Now let's go over here to Sharn Gramuzgob.
My attention is yours.
And she already likes us a fair bit, but let's get that up higher. Those levels of speechcraft that we got through training really were worth it. We now are much more successful at bribing people. And as we increase our speechcraft further, which I do intend to do, I might add, we'll actually be able to start getting people to love us for free. As well as getting people, getting people to hate us for free as well. Basically by using the taunt feature.
Welcome. If you
so
wish
far
to
we
talk,
haven't used
it
the
is
taunt
really
feature
no
because it's
trouble
not
at
been
all.
useful. But in time it will be of great use to us. That was stupid of me. I totally forgot that Restoration and Mysticism both increase the same primary attribute. That is unfortunate. But, alas, it has been done, and we only get that. On the other hand, we can even out that 59 strength stat, bring it up to 60, which, to be fair, was bothering my OCD quite significantly. So with that in mind, there we go. Now, our restoration's at 26. We don't have a single minor skill or major skill below 20. Well, actually, a major skill could not be below 20. It starts at 30, but that's beside the point. Our major and minor skills are doing quite well. What should we train? We could try and get our minor skills up to the level of major skills, or we could bring our major skills up even higher. I admit I'm tempted to get that marksman skill up quite a bit. It would be excellent to be able to just obliterate our opponents from afar without any concern. It will increase on its own in time, but it's not the greatest. I have a little bit of water there. The sneak skill could be very useful to get up as well. I would like to do that over time, and that would benefit our agility. Well, either of them would benefit our agility. Perhaps some sneak and speechcraft, I think. Benefit of that will be that we can start bribing people even more easily. And both those trainers are in the same building, so that'll make it easy. Hello
How
again.
delightful. Welcome.
It's me. I'm here to sell 7 more brandies to you. I know, I'm your favorite person, aren't I? Thank you. Goodbye. I'm going to just absolutely ruin that woman. Just sell her brandies all the time, and before you know it, she won't have a dime left. But that's not my problem. I need money for all this training so that I don't have to actually go out and risk my life doing, dangerous things. Being an adventurer, who wants to do that? Much better to just become an absolute freak beast of nature without spending a moment out in the dangerous wilds.
Good friend, this is an honor.
Alrighty. Hello again, Master. Would you please train me 10 more levels of speechcraft? 2, 3, 4.
Good day. Do you seek my services?
6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then let's come right over here to
Sarah?
Cheernear. And let's try admiring her. Probably going to fail a lot. Not as much as I expected, though. Oh my word. Oh my word. Oh, there we go. I knew a failure was coming. not barter. On the other hand, we are now getting exceedingly... I say that. We're getting exceedingly close to just being able to admire our way to success. We won't have to spend any more money to make people like us. Isn't that a fun idea? Just bribe the last 10 gold just because it's so much easier. Alright, and then let's go ahead and pay for sneak training. And we are going to run out of cash before we get the level, I fear. Yes. Unfortunately. Can I sell you... You don't have the money for it anyway. What about you? Do you have money? Oh yes, of course you have money, because I just sold you a bunch. You don't buy those, but do you buy Master's Lockpicks? Because I have 2 of them. That I no longer need! Because, well, actually, I never really needed them. They're just too valuable. Say 180 gold? Please? I beg you. 165. 150. It's my final offer. That's unfortunate. Okay, let's try the 150 again. You know, we'll do 150. And we get it immediately, of course. Now, we still don't have quite enough cash. So let's see here. We have... What can we do? I mean, we can always just run back to the... Oh, that guy looked like he was running at me. I got concerned. I was like, what did I do? Now then, as I was saying,
I will listen out.
can always run and sell more potions or more brandy, which I think we'll have to do. Simply because I don't think we have enough other stuff going on. Hopefully we do. Hopefully we will. But...
Welcome. If you wish to talk, it is really
good.
no
She
trouble
has
at all.
restocked her supply of gold. Thank you for your money. That did increase our mercantile skill, but that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, nothing... it's exceedingly good. The more mercantile skill we have, the better. If we get our mercantile skill high enough, we should be able to sell at a 1-to-1 value. Now, that may require an actual mercantile skill of 100, but theoretically it is a possibility.
Good friend, this is an honor.
We'll wait for an hour, restore our fatigue, and that last level of sneak.
How do you do?
And we'll go ahead and buy a bed. Unfortunately, there are no free rooms in the Thieves Guild, but we can go ahead and sleep for an hour here. And boom. So we've got almost 3,000 gold. We've gotten our sneak up to 46. Now, I forget, there's a marksman trainer in this building, isn't there?
Well
You?
met.
No. You? Oh, you don't even train me yet. Okay, so there's no marksman trainer here. Oh, I believe I know where the marksman trainer is. There's a marksman trainer in House Hlalu. So if you go to House Hlalu, the House Hlalu building, there is a trainer. I
How
don't
do you do?
really...
Hail!
Ah, shoot. What the heck. I'll do it. I'll go to the House Hlalu for my additional training. Where's the harm in it? But first, I would like to buy... Oh, of course we've encountered this glitch. So this is an interesting glitch. Thane will think that you are invisible for some reason.
Should you need something,
There
I
we
would
are.
be happy
Okay.
to oblige.
Now, one way you can make him respond to you, because if they just say goodbye, you can't talk to them. They are not visible, or there's no dialogue options available. One thing you can do is to take off all of your clothes, and they will go, "Oh my gosh, why are you unclothed?" Instead of trying to say goodbye.
Should you need something, I would be happy to oblige.
But it seemed that I didn't have to do that. I was just able to kind of walk around. One of the annoying things, though, is every time you talk to them and they just have no other option but goodbye, they will lose some respect for you for some inexplicable
need
reason.
something,
So now
I
he
would
is
be
no
happy
longer
to oblige.
our best friend, which is very irritating, because we have to spend more money to make him like us fully again. Only took us about 30 gold, but still. Alright, 10 levels of Mercantile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright.
Warmly greeted, friend. Welcome.
How do you do? That's unusual.
Now we just run over to the House Hlalu building and get ourselves 10 marksman training from a guy upstairs. And we will get another level. And that will actually be the end of the stream. We are coming to the end where, if it's according to schedule, there's only 1 minute remaining. But, as always, if you want to attend again, we stream here at Karen Driel from 10:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. EDT, Monday through Friday. The VODs can always be found on my YouTube channel, Karen_Driel, on YouTube.com.
Speak, traveler.
And if you want to keep in touch with me and find out when I'm streaming, you can always do that by going to Twitter/KarenDriel, or excuse me, Karen_Driel, and I tweet when I stream. So, I just need to sell some more brandy to the alchemist, get those marksman levels, and we're good for
Welcome.
the evening.
If you wish to talk, it is really no trouble at all.
And as you can see, our additional barter levels, our mercantile skill levels, have made a distinct difference in the success of our trade. We didn't even have to try a second time to get her to accept our trade. Normally she refuses a couple times, But now, with an extra 10 levels, she just agrees right out. Before long, we can hopefully sell only 6 bottles to her. We'll have to see, though. But first comes 10 levels of marksman training.
Outlander, I've heard much about you. Would you have need of my services?
Alright. And with that, we've got our level. We'll just head back to the Fighters Guild, take a nap, and bring the stream to a close. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. I really do appreciate it. I already gave my little spiel on all the places you can find me, the social medias you can follow me on, but there is no set time for my Morrowind, or no set schedule for my Morrowind streams. I stream Baldur's Gate Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm doing a challenge playthrough of that classic game, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays I play whatever the heck I am interested in. But if all of you are really interested in me playing more Morrowind, let me know. This is our second stream of it so far, and it is my favorite game of all time. So I'm definitely going to be playing more of it in the future. But if you want me to do that sooner rather than later, let me know. As always, I appreciate everybody for coming out, and I bid you all a good evening. Peace.